the kind of context is, each person having the space to be able to name like why they see like why we are here collectively, but also I think like the we being maybe an aspect of the individual's experience. So like, why are you here? Like, why have you showed up for 4 calls, or what called you here originally? But really, why are you here? And then also like, what are you trying to do? What are we trying to do? And it's really about like, what is the higher purpose? And so this is kind of like a sensing, I imagine. So I'll just do what my best, and then I'll put it on the floor for whoever wants to go next. And yeah, when I think about why we're here, it's something about being of service. So much of Seeds is about being of service, and it's about being of service during a time of transition. So there's something about the transition that's happening right now across the world and across humanity and across the biosphere that is calling for support. It's calling for people to step up and to be of service in their local communities, but also in communities at scale. And part of that scaling of communities into networks or into societies or into civilizations, it requires new types of structures and systems or understandings of what it is to navigate life that is just kind of, we may not have that yet, or it may be here in some ways, but we have to figure out what it is that we are in. And so by naming the game and architecting a game, we have this opportunity to navigate kind of chaotic and unknown spaces and places, and do so with ways of communicating to each other about what we're in. But in order to communicate that, we have to figure it out. And so there's this group of explorers, what kind of sees us are these who are making the decision to kind of go on a journey together to understand what we are in and how to best navigate it in order to kind of give others the chance to find their way too. And that's what we're trying to kind of build is a map. We're trying to come to our own sense of understanding of the game itself, so that we can, in our own distinct ways, bring that to those that we are here to serve, so they can find their way through it as well. So that's maybe my initial answer. I'll pause.
I feel like I'm here, and I'm guessing that we're here to support the new paradigm, because we know that the old paradigm isn't working. And we feel called to this space to learn by doing, creating the path by walking, by being the change that we want to see, and by then documenting that for those who want to follow on this path.
For me, coming to this space is about making the change that we want to see possible. And for me, we are in the beginning of this change. So humans, we are not yet used to change. And therefore, it's very important for me to make the first steps very consciously and very mindful, because they might be very hard to quickly change again. And that's why I felt drawn to the space, so that it's easy for others to follow these steps, that they feel solid, they feel like they can build upon them and continue creating new things.
Okay, I could say that for me, this space is for people who enjoy designing new living systems, new organisms. I could say it's for people who are very passionate about decentralizing wisdom and knowledge. I could also say that it's for people who feel lit up inside with the idea of co-creating a new paradigm. But I am going to keep it even simpler, more simple, and just say that if you are watching this and you feel called to the space, trust that. Come. Sure, read the invitation that we're sending, check the reading list, but trust that feeling, trust that inner knowing, and come, join us. Thank you.
Okay, so we are here to understand and elaborate better on the seeds game, right? The game of seeds is evolving really fast and it's rather complex. So we need a space to understand this better together as seed citizens. And the purpose of this space is to work together and collectively build upon the game and make it more accessible to whoever wants to play. So if you are a player, if you want to play in the new civilization, this is the place for you. Thank you.
I consider the space to be a container for deep inquiry about what we are doing at Seeds, how we are doing it and why. I find it valuable to make our assumptions more explicit and feel into the main premises and buzzwords, you could say, of Seeds, like regeneration and abundance, and to make them more coherent across the different spaces inside the movements and more accessible beyond. And I want to hold space for the sensing in process and build bridges across the different spaces as a way to align the diversity of voices within.
So I'm here because I want to understand how the ecosystem works, and I want to help it go in a way that it provides the most impact to the world and creates the most regeneration in a way. I also love to make it visual, like creating art and painting our way into a more regenerative future, because that's the purpose of art, to transform and to create new portals in a way. Thank you.
I'm here for leaving an empire era behind and catalyzing the emergence of a more planetary era. And I see that we are going toward some harmony with self, harmony with others, and harmony with nature. And for such a huge task, we would like to bring others as well. And for that, we have created a game guide that we are really excited to work on so that we can share with everyone and bring everyone on board with us in this beautiful space that we are stepping in together.
I'm here because I used to play computer games, and I really enjoyed being dropped into a landscape. And suddenly I found that actually I don't need to go to fake landscapes. I can drop into new ones. And I'm interested in this space because it's the content creators, but it's not the content creators in a way of designing computer programs. It's how do we create this garden, and part of this garden and this landscape is a river. How do we tend to the riverbanks? How do we make the soil stable so the riverbanks allows the flow of currency through it in a way that heals the land?
I am here because I feel it's my not only an opportunity for me, but also my responsibility to help reinvent our world. And I mean it as big as it sounds, that I feel Seeds and the Game Guard offers a tool set, but the natural starting point to change our world is us. And these changes can be accelerated or reinforced with the right set of tools, rules or incentives or whatever, but it begins with us. And I feel those of us living in this moment in time, it's our destiny in this evolution, because I truly believe we are born to do this. We are made for this. And as our social experiment fails in all aspects at the moment, it's on us to sustain this. And so it's a moment of enormous opportunity, but also enormous responsibility, I think. And if we accept this responsibility and seize the opportunity, we align our personal purpose with an advancement in humanity. And I see our group of Renaissance explorers, I also like the word, as a group of like-minded individuals who come together to practice and to promote personal and organizational development based on things like purpose, wholeness, and democracy. And we exist to make the different future possible and to conclude from live and let live to thrive and help thrive. And I'm happy to be in this space and this epic journey. Thank you.
I'm here because I get so much energy and joy and pleasure and just abundance from being on these sessions with all of you. Every time I start one of these calls, I'm feeling like it's a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot of things going on and it feels a little bit like tense. And then by the end of it, I'm just feeling so full of life and full of joy. So that's what's primarily bringing me here. Secondarily, I'm here for creating a regenerative economy and a new type of civilization. And I feel like what we're doing is we're exploring the bounds of this new type of civilization. We talk about decentralized governance. What does that mean? It means an economy that's governed by the citizens who are part of it, the people who are part of it. But you can't govern something if you don't understand it. You know, it's not true decentralization if you don't know what you're governing. So I think a primary goal of this space is to help tap into what wants to become what currently is and help everyone who wants to understand it to be able to deeply understand it. So I think it's our role to be able to dive deep into the understanding of what the system currently is and what it can be, and then bring that into reality together. So that's what's primarily driving me to the architecting side of this. The secondary part that's come up during our sessions already, because this entire process is about collective intelligence, bringing all this beautiful wisdom together, harmonizing it, and then seeing what's what blooms, what emerges from that. So that first desire was, hey, we need a space to architect a new economic system, and then we later discovered this alchemizing component that we've been talking about, which is another space for us actually to come together and harmonize and co-create together and actually figure out how to tap into this space of emptiness and co-creation where something new can come through. And every one of our sessions have done that so far. And I think that's the real beauty of these. And what really drives me to it is it's not a place of just driving towards a destination that we already know, but it's a place of discovering where we're going together. And it just keeps getting more and more beautiful as we imagine it together. So that's why I'm here, is to be part of this co-imagining and this co-creation and this exploring of the Renaissance that we're stepping into. And it's infinitely beautiful being on this journey. So that's my piece, and I love you all.